Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel and welcome to another video. This one, as you might have guessed by the very self-explanatory title, is a base game house. This house, however, we do it a little bit different than I have been doing my previous ones. I have done very modern base game homes and I've done super traditional like Victorian styled homes. This one is a more like suburban styled house. I think that fits into most people's type of house that they like. So I think that this house will suit more people than the other ones that I think you would have to have very specific style. Now, we do build this house on 3 different lots. We start building it in this world that came with high school years. But as you can see, it looks absolutely awful because that world, it is very beautiful, but it's so dark. There is no direct sunlight that shines against the house. So the house looks dark and it just looks god awful and depressing. Initially, I was going for a small house on a small lot. But this is me. And my plans to make things small and houses small, they never work out. So after this lot, we go to the base game world and we place it on a 40 by 30 lot. This lot here. And this lot, very good. Also perfectly fine. The lot is quite narrow, but it's long, so you can have a nice garden in the back of the house. But then I started having the same problem. The sun shines at the back of the house at all times, and there's no direct sunlight against the house. Now, this is a very good tip for you if you like building houses, especially if you like making videos or putting these houses onto the gallery. You need good lighting. And if the light shines behind the house, and if the house like this one is very white, it will look absolutely washed out and it will look horrible, like it has no shape. This house, it works on the contrast between the white and then the accent of bricks that I put around. So we move lot once more. And once we are building in that lot, you will see the other shell of the house in the background, so just ignore that. I tried to cut it out of some of the screenshots that you can see, like the neighbor has the same house as you, but it looks unfinished. Just ignore all of that. Now, I have been having absolutely so much fun building these houses, but for the love of God, can we please ask the Sims team to give us more base game beds, because the situation is just getting so bad right now. I am sick of all of them, absolutely all of them. They just look horrible to me right now because I've been using them over and over, and they are all very specific styles that will suit different houses. But there's not one bed that is like a bed that could go in any house, in any room, you know, sort of a generic bed. No, we have a very contrasting colors and wacky patterns and very bright stripy things, and it just looks so bad, and I just want something different. So please, Sims team, please, we need more base game beds. Other than that, we can make our own things. Even if you don't give it to us, we can work it out. But beds are very necessary because they just look awful. Now, this house, the main objective was that the house itself, it is not overly large. There are 5 bedrooms, but the bedrooms are all conservative in size. You have everything you need in them. But, you know, they're not like mansion-like bedrooms. This is not a mansion by any stretch of the imagination. But with this lot, our purpose is the outdoor areas. So we create tons of like little areas around that I think will give your Sims stuff to do in the house. if you only have base game, sometimes there's not a lot of stuff to do inside of the house because we lack a lot of skill building items and things like that. So I try to put as much as I could of those things so that you can have some activities to do. So in the main house, we have this very large sitting area. Now, this is something that you see a lot in like British houses, for example, where you have a very long room that is divided by like a little portion of a wall or maybe some columns, and the room is basically divided but is one large room. In that case, or in this case, I mean, I built a sitting room and an office at the end of that space so that, you know, it is open, but you still have some separation. Then you have a quite nice and quite large separate dining room. You have a kitchen and a bathroom downstairs. Then upstairs you have 5 bedrooms. You have a large main bedroom with a very nice bathroom. By the way, just a little note here, I am sounding extremely out of breath. That is because I have a cold and I have an issue with my nose. I have a severe deviated septum, so I cannot breathe properly through my nose. So when I am feeling under the weather, if I speak too much, it makes it extremely hard for me to breathe. Literally, my lungs are burning right now just for the effort. Back to the house though. Disregard my defective nose for a sec. The only issue with the main suite is that they had a space for a balcony, but the door through that is through the bathroom. So it is a bit wacky, but still you can go through your bathroom and you have a nice little balcony with a few little lounge chairs so you can sit there and enjoy the weather, have a cup of tea, have a drink. And the bathroom itself is also quite nice. If you do put it in the slot, which you should, the view is beautiful because you have a waterfront right at the front of the house, and the solar exposure of this house is very good. So you will see all of that sun come into the rooms, and that bathroom has really good solar exposure. So it looks very bright and airy and just very nice. Now, this bedroom also has a kid's bedroom, which is like for a proper kid with toys and things all around. Then you have a toddler bedroom. You have a pink bedroom, which would suit maybe like a preteen or like a young teen. And then you have a bedroom for an older sim or older teen or a young adult. There's a lot of like music stuff in that room. There's also a microphone and there's like a frog, like a collectible frog in there. That room, for that teen, they have picked the best room in the house, even better than the parents, because they have the biggest bathroom and they have the biggest balcony as well. And on the balcony, I just put in a little game table, which again might be weird if the whole family wants to play a game on the game table and they have to go through the boys' room. But in my head, I was thinking it was more like for him and his friends to just, you know, go play some poker or something. That was quite nice. Now downstairs we have, I believe, 3 or 4 little porches. Each little porch has something different. Some have seating areas with a barbecue. Others have that little kids' little drawing table. So each balcony has something different on them, just to make them look a little bit different. They give you something to do on them. Then the garden is the piece of resistance. You have a greenhouse, which already has fully grown and mature plants in them. You, of course, can just delete them and plant your own things or your own vegetables. That would be quite nice. So that, you know, is already there for you to use if you don't want to, because I do believe that if you do not take care of them, they will eventually die. You just go ahead and delete them and just go onto the catalog and pick flowers and just put a random bush in them and just make it look like they're planting flowers or something. I also put in a little table here just because I like the thought of maybe having a cup of tea there in the afternoon. There's also an easel. We pepper the whole house with skill building items everywhere. Now this here is a little shed in the back of the garden. This would be considered the man cave or a woman cave, whatever you want. But a little cave. It does have gym items. It has a woodworking table, and then it just has an additional little sitting room. You have a thing that plays music. You have guitars. You have all sorts of different things. If you have the pack, which pack is it? I'm not quite sure, but I think it's the City Living, maybe, that comes with the gaming console. That would be quite nice to put in there, so you can go there and, you know, play some games. You know, just an additional space. I know it does not bring too much extra to it, but it's a different room in the house, so you don't have to be cooped up inside of the house all the time. Then you do have a quite nice and quite large swimming pool, and then you have a little gazebo, and in that gazebo I put a outdoor bar area. So there's a bar, there's a few seats, and you can go there and chillax. Other than that, the only other thing that we have is a kid's little pirate ship where they play, and monkey bars. So this is the house. Now this house was built using floor elevation, or floor elevation, is that not Sims free? The terrain tools. So the house is higher than the main floor, so it is on a slight little hill, which does make landscaping quite difficult because plants do hover. They are not perfectly flat to the ground, so it took some tweaking to do that. This house was very quick to build. I did this all today. It took me maybe 4 hours. I was here entertained, listening to some true crime podcasts and just building and having a good time. Now, if you have seen my previous video, I told you in that video that it was Saturday night. I had just had a drink and I was going to edit a load of videos so that I could have them ready for whenever I wanted to post them during the week. I would have them ready and I would just have to publish them onto my YouTube and I would be done. That's all good for saying, but that is not what happened. I edited that video and then I wanted to upload it and process it because it takes quite some time. My internet is not very good, to be honest, so it takes some time and I fell asleep. It's now currently Monday night. So last night I was not in the mood. I tried to do a voiceover, but I was very, very under the weather and my voice was not there. So I am doing this now. So tonight I will try to do what I have promised and I will try and edit a lot of videos so that I have them all ready. Now this here is the kids' bedroom. We started with this blue idea because I really like that swatch of that bed and I don't really use it that often, but then we go for this cheery yellow and orange theme in the bedroom and dinosaurs. So we put a lot of things in the room. As it's only base game, there's not a lot of clutter items, but the ones we do have, we do end up using it quite a lot of times. Maybe they're in different colors or different swatches, but we do have to repeat things over and over just because, you know, those things are scarce. Now, I was supposed to upload my previous house first because I built that one first and I did this one, which is the British State House, but I even putting every clip at 12 times speed, it's still a 30-minute video. So that is very long, and I don't know what to talk about for 30 minutes. So we can either stay silent, or I can edit that and cut a lot of things out of the house. I did not want to do that because I actually paid a lot of attention to bathrooms, which is something that I don't usually do. My bathrooms, I say this very often, but it's very true, are always quite generic. I don't enjoy furnishing bathrooms whatsoever. But in this house, not this one you are looking at right now, but in the house I'm talking about, the British Estate House, I actually did pay a lot of attention to give the house or the bathrooms some personality, some character to them. So I did not wish to delete all of those scenes, because that is the first thing that goes whenever I'm editing a video and it's too long. I increase the speed and I cut all of the bathrooms, and you can just see it later during the screenshots. So I don't know what to do, and I am trying to edit out the most minute little details, because sometimes I forget I am screen recording and I will save the game, or I will open my gallery, or I will do something and leave the screen recording, and a few seconds and here and there counts. Because a 30-minute long video, that is very long. So I will try to work on that a bit more. I promise it'll still come out. And yeah, I think it's worth the wait. I was quite happy with it. Now the other day, out of curiosity, I went onto my channel and I opened one of my videos and I put on the little closed captions just to see if it would capture exactly what I was saying, because sometimes not only do I have a Latin accent, but I sometimes, when I make videos, this does not happen in real life, but I get very tongue twisted and I just have to constantly correct myself, because my tongue just trips a little bit. And I noticed how many times during a video I go and I just got so annoyed. And I have been trying so hard not to do it, but it's just something that it just comes out. I think it's a little Portuguese in me. See, I just went is the Portuguese in me, I swear. In Portuguese I always do that as well, so it's just a thing. Anyway, this here, let's try to progress the conversation. This here is the teen boy's bathroom, I mean. As you can see, it's extremely large. It is the size of like a proper bedroom. It did not need to be this big, but I did not want this house to have 100 bedrooms upstairs. The corridor is very slim. It's just a little L-shaped corridor. It's like 2 tiles wide, as you can see there. There's no decorations in the corridors, because who needs that? No one needs it. And I got to a point where I just wanted to be finished. I am like this. I will get extremely into the actual building of the house. But when it comes to the furnishing, it does get tiring quite easily, especially on the base game, because you end up repeating things everywhere and you keep thinking, what can I put here that's a bit different, or what can I do that gives people that play this house an extra activity to do. But here is the house. It is ready. It is done. And I think it looks very nice. Tell me what you think. If you want to download this is of course 100% base game. There is a bug, however, on the gallery that says that you need, country living and some other random pack. But if you actually touch on that and you say touch the other button that says show items used from that pack, it will come up empty. I think that at some point I must have pulled out a debug item from those packs, but I did not use them. So rest assured, This is purely Basegame, and that is just a bug. There's nothing from there. Anyways, if you do want to download this or any other of my homes, you can of course find me on the gallery using hashtag SimsDesigns or hashtag SimsDesignsYT. Sorry for being so extra rambly and out of breath today. I hope you did enjoy the video though, and I will see you in my next one. Bye!